So if you're like me and you're a big fan of James Rhodes, aka War Machine in the MCU, alright, let's hear it. War Machine rocks with an X. Let's hear it. Come on guys. Come on. I want to see that come back. Anyways, let's talk about the big storyline that they were setting up for James Rhodes in Avengers Endgame that unfortunately had to get scrapped, but would have completely turned that character's world upside down and changed the future of the MCU. So most people that are familiar with the history of the MCU know that War Machine has had multiple attempts to try to get bigger in the MCU. With that in mind, I'll bring back just a few. After Iron Man 2, they were trying to make a War Machine spin-off, but then Iron Man 3 went in a different direction, so that movie didn't end up happening. There's been rumors of a Disney Plus series, which could still happen down the road, and of course the character has had multiple appearances in other films. But now let's talk about what crazy idea they had for Avengers Endgame. So other times when we talk about, ideas that were removed, it's like, okay, this could have changed the story a little bit. This would fundamentally shake up the MCU. As it was recently revealed by Marcus and McFeely, the guys that wrote Avengers Endgame and Infinity War and multiple other MCU films, they say that in the early draft, when they were looking at the 5-year jump, Rhodes would have become the vice president. He would have been Vice President Rhodey. And they took it out because it didn't have any impact on the story at the time. Now, honestly, this makes a lot of sense, removing this, as much as I would love to see it and more exposure to Rhodes, and I think, they could still go down this route, and they even say that this could be something that's explored down the road further, but for right now, you can see why that would have kind of, stood out like a sore thumb in Avengers Endgame. There's a 5-year jump, then we're suddenly seeing Rhodes, but he's the vice president. Okay, how did we get here? Can we take a few steps back? What's happening now? The Accords, everything. So everything's cool. Like, it brings up a lot of weird questions, right? Which still, I believe at some point they're going to explore down the road during this 5-year time jump, but that would have been a little from, out of left field. And I'm glad they kind of realized that. Said, when you look at it, at the end of the day, it didn't hold any weight. And what was the point of doing it right there? So, I'm glad that they were aware of that and it didn't just get forced in there, because it would have really added nothing. But fundamentally, this would have been the biggest shift they could have done with this character, and it would have really put him in the forefront of, well, the entire world, considering you have a dude who's called War Machine, or Iron Patriot, if you will. He probably would have taken that mantle again, because he does it at the end of Endgame. In that armor, standing behind a president. That's pretty intimidating. So I hope they really explore this, because it'd be a good way to kind of explore, the world climate after the blip and everybody's back. You guys, let me know your thoughts on this. How do you feel about this? Do you think this could have worked? Me personally, I gave you my thoughts here. I want to see what you guys think. And as always, if you guys would like some extra content, we do offer it for members of the channel. Just some few extra things here and there. So hopefully we see you guys there.